This is the tier list for every single Resident Evil game that has come out. I'm very excited to get down to this because I have a lot of strong opinions for some of these games. The first Resident Evil game I actually played, my uncle had it. I did not play a lot of it. I hopped on for the first about 5-10 minutes. I got confused because the tank controls in the camera. I was like, man, I don't know how to do any of this. Yeah, I did not have a good time because I was just so confused on what was going on. Is that my fault? Yes. Anyways, I gotta say, this game revolutionized a lot of things. The first one is still one of the best games ever made. Yeah, I liked it. I appreciated what Capcom set out to do. I just can't get around tank controls, and that's just me being me. I'm gonna have to rate this a B. Sorry guys, we're starting off strong right now. Resident Evil 2. Fun story, Resident Evil 2 was the first game I've ever played. I hopped on that for 30 minutes. Again, I was dazed and confused, but screw it. I had like a twink with me, you know what I'm saying? I was playing as Leon. I remember seeing the flaming cop car and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. And I fell in love with it. I never beat it because, you know, I was a dumb kid. Waste all my ammo on the zombies because I didn't know what to do. But like, I had a really good time playing it. And it was a massive upgrade from what Resident Evil 1 set out and did. And I have to appreciate that. Even though it was still tank controls. I don't really like tank controls. I'm not a fan of that, as you guys can tell. But I liked it. Really good, solid game. The dialogue was funny.
I don't think I've introduced myself yet. My name's Leon. I'm with the RPD.
I'm putting Resident Evil 2 in the A rank. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. I remember this game. I remember playing it. Nemesis scared the shit out of me as a kid. And I remember when the movie dropped and Nemesis was the big bad of the movie, I thought that's how Nemesis, like that's Nemesis' origin. Now I'm realizing the movie kind of just did its own thing with Nemesis. And I felt like an idiot when I found that out. Nemesis was a terrifying presence. You play as Jill again. You have to escape Raccoon City. And it's amazing. Like, I kind of like how the first 3 Resident Evils, or at least 2 and 3, played with the timeline in the sense of this was all happening at the same night. It was a solid game. This was still around the time when they was still messing around and the series was on like a hot streak. It was groundbreaking. And plus, I think this was one of those games where it had multiple endings. So I'm putting this in the A rank. Now, Resident Evil Survivor, my boy. If my memory serves me, that should be a first-person arcade game. It was released in 2001. The game takes place after Raccoon City got nuked to hell. The helicopter crashes on the outskirts of Umbrella's Corporation's private township located on Sheena Island. Yeah, you have no memory or identity. And yeah, unsurprisingly, the game did not do well. It's so weird how you go from RE3 being critically, like, universally acclaimed to Resident Evil Survivor, which did not do well. 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. It was not good. Yeah, the shooting opts to stick with slow pacing of the rest of the series, and the result was a gun game with no gun that absolutely crawls along. What was up with the random games they had in between the main series? I don't know. That's usually how it goes. Like sometimes Capcom will make a banger game, then release bullshit in between. I don't know if they're trying to satisfy investors or make a little bit of extra money. Yeah, this game did not do good. The RE universe could definitely inspire a great gun game, but with bad technology, unforgivable control limitations, and an uncanny lack of fun, this non-gun game definitely isn't it. Jesus Christ. Not a good game at all. It's $101? It's $101, bro. What the f? Pure ass, okay? So I'm giving this a D. Resident Evil Code Veronica. I did play this and I enjoyed it. And I was so surprised when I found out people did not like this game because this game did so many cool things with the Resident Evil genre. People were treating this like it was like shit. People were treating it like it was shit. Bro, they had 3D rendered backgrounds, excellent story progression, cool ass cutscenes, nice ass action, cool bosses. Story was good. The characters was fun. It established Wesker and Chris's relationship and dynamic and rivalry. Like, this Code Veronica pioneered the Resident Evil story. It pushed it so forward, and to find out that people did not like it was so crazy to me. This game, as far as I'm concerned, like, is technically like really good, and they did everything right. I'm surprised people did not like this game. I might f around and give this an S, because I loved it. And I'm gonna give it an S. Okay, Resident Evil Gaiden, I think that was the mobile game. If I'm mistaken, may y'all jump into the camera and eat my ass or some stupid shit. Oh, it was the Game Boy Color. My uncle had the Game Boy Color, and he did play Resident Evil Gaiden. It's a story as old as time. I played Resident Evil Gaiden for solid 5 seconds until I got a headache. I remember that. I used to have a shit ton of Game Boys. I played Resident Evil Gaiden, but I didn't play too much of it. But like, as far as I know, Resident Evil Gaiden, it just wasn't, a lot of these spin-off games were just not that good. It was okay, but it's not like, it's nothing I was like, oh hell yeah, Resident Evil Gaiden for the blah 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 blah. Like, it was just not that good. The puzzles was really good. Other than that, I was just like, yeah. This was at the time where Resident Evil was just releasing on every single game system, so I guess this was one of the games they put up, and they made Resident Evil Gaiden. I'm gonna give it a C, because from what I watched my uncle play it, and from what I've seen, it wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it was just one of those games you turn on and just play. All right, Resident Evil Code Veronica Survivor 2. I think that was like a DLC, right? Am I stupid? Because it did come out for the PS2. It was so random. This is what I mean. Capcom just makes spin-offs on random shit. I want to say it was first person. I'm gonna look this up. I want everybody to see this. First person. That's so weird. And the game is 30 minutes. What even was the point of this game? I think this is before. Is this before Antarctica? Like a speedrun of Code Veronica in first person view, literally, because Steve is still with you, so this is when you fly off to the Antarctic base. Yeah, this is before Steve dies. Why is this? I've legitimately never played it before in my life. I've never played it, but it just looks like a waste of time. No disrespect. Resident Evil 1, it deserves a great introduction. I noticed that about Capcom. They make a shit ton of games that are just weird one-off games, almost kill the series, and then they revive it with one of the greatest games ever, and then they do it again. Resident Evil 1, one of the greatest remakes. It's the remake, Resident Evil 1 remake. One of the greatest remakes ever. I stand by that. Everything is fucking improved. Cutscenes is improved. The voice acting, the graphics, the action sequences, everything is improved. And it would be a sin for me to put this anything below an S. It's an S tier fucking game. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's one of my favorite games that I played with the randomizer mod. I fucking enjoyed it. So yeah. Resident Evil 0. Okay, I have a lot of thoughts about Resident Evil 0. Most of them are not so good, but I can see what they were trying to do. Resident Evil 0 introduced AI companions. They didn't really introduce it because Code Veronica still had it, but they refined AI companions. The ability to switch between them whenever was amazing. The map layout was pretty good. You find yourself getting lost a lot, which I did not like. I didn't really like the fact that I was just walking around like chicken with my head cut off in Code Veronica. Gunplay was pretty cool. Graphics was good. Everything about it was cool up until once you get past the train section. It did a lot of cool things. The fact that you can't have a chest to carry shit is stupid. The inventory system is too small. You can leave stuff on the ground, which is cool, but the map system is kind of so old school Resident Evil shit that you have to remember everything you put down on the ground. Some of the key items have terrible descriptions. Some of the puzzles are ass because you have no idea what goes where. Like, and the save system is the same as the old ones. I really wish they had checkpoint systems because a lot of times, like some of the enemies, some of the hitboxes was just not good. Resident Evil 0 is one of those games where I feel like people said it was shit and I played it and I'm just like, okay, this is why people think it is. But it's not garbage. It's boring. Like, the new things they put in do not outweigh some of the gameplay loops I did not like. Other than that, honestly, I like the interaction between Rebecca and what's his face? Billy, but it didn't hit, so I'm gonna put it in C. Resident Evil Dead Aim, I don't think it's really first person. I played it a little bit. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the soundtrack more than I enjoyed the gameplay. The gameplay was pretty okay. The story was pretty interesting. They had a character that really wanted to be, I think, a woman, or to be his true self, which was a woman BOW. That was cool as fuck. I was like, holy shit, this game is really doing shit. And the main character was kind of just a whatever guy, you know, the scruff any man type of character. Story was pretty good. The gameplay was okay. Action was just like they combined the on the rails with like the regular third person Resident Evil combat system. Like, some of the games in between the Resident Evil series was just whatever. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The Dead Aim soundtrack was really good. If you have any time, listen to some of the Dead Aim soundtrack, and the cutscenes, the visuals in this game was pretty good. This guy's fucking head is scary though. He has a big ass fucking head. Holy shit. But yeah, some features was just like, So I'm gonna put it in C. I appreciated what they did. All right, Umbrella Chronicles. Was this Resident Evil's first multiplayer thing? I'm not gonna lie, they knocked it out of the park. It was so cool. Like, playing online with your friends at the time was something like pretty amazing. So seeing Capcom tackle their version, their spin of a zombified MMO was amazing. The way they tackled the MMO mix, fucking amazing. Everything about it was just dope as hell. Y'all can't deny that shit. If y'all haven't played the Outbreaks, play it. I loved it. It had its flaws, obviously. Like, some of the gameplay loops could have been a lot better. Maybe for its time, finding servers was a little bit difficult, but I'm glad the fans and the community got together to revive the servers to, you know, to help people play this game again, because it's fun. It's something I feel like all Resident Evil fans, new and old, should at least play at least once. I'm gonna give them both. I'm giving both in the A. Now, Resident Evil 4, fucking D. Now I'm playing. Imagine, holy shit, I'd probably get sent a fucking ear into my mail if I gave it a fucking D. This was a genre-defining video game. Not only did it pioneer how third-person shooters are gonna go, fucking skyrocketed some of these games that wouldn't exist. It's one of the greatest shooters games ever made, one of the greatest survival horror games ever made. Had one of the best protagonists in it, Leon S. Kennedy. Had some of the best quips, the best jokes, the best gunplays. It was amazing. From the enemy variety to the fucking storytelling to the environmental design. This game had it all. It was fucking amazing. And, you know, it had some quick time events in it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of quick time events, but for its time, this shit was nice. I loved it. Let me put this in S tier, where it belongs, okay? Umbrella Chronicles? Umbrella Chronicles is definitely the one for the Wii. Yes, playing as Wesker was pretty fun. I remember Wesker being fucking OP, and I remember the SMG was super OP. It was either the SMG or the fucking shotgun. And isn't this the mansion from RE0? I'm not mistaken. The Umbrella Chronicles was a good, you know, on the rails, simple shooter where you had, you know, your high score. Simple game you could just turn your brain off and just play, have fun, shoot around a little bit, fuck around, get a high score, and then that's it. Like, it was one of those games that came out for the Wii that was just like, here's a game for the Wii, nigga. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I'll give you, I'm not gonna put it in, because C implies that it was a game you turn your brain off in. Turn your head off isn't just beheading. A little bit, yeah. But it didn't do anything for me. I feel like D is where it belongs. Now, RE5, this is such a, you know, a divisive game. There's one side of people that absolutely love this game, and there's another side that think it's strayed away too far from survival horror to just action. And I have to say, I'm one of the few people that absolutely fucking loved RE5. I loved RE5. I replayed and beat that game like 60, 70 fucking times. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I speed ran the game, got the Infinite Rocket Launcher and beat it in like an hour. And like, I loved this game. This game it had such good replayability. I don't think it had the best story, and the gunplay was still like, man, the gunplay actually, I'm not gonna lie, the enemies were really receptive to getting the shit punched out of by Chris, getting kicked by Sheva, getting shot up. The visuals was amazing. Like, the game still holds up to this day. It's like Resident Evil 4. People don't like to admit that because it's a little bit more on the actiony side, but like, yeah, Resident Evil 5 is a really fun game. I have to give this game an A. It's a really fun fucking game. You play as Chris and Sheva. The co-op system is pretty good. It's like, I feel like people give this such a harsh review, but 5 was such a good game. And Chris and Wesker's rivalry, those cutscenes, those fight scenes with Wesker and Chris, I cannot lie. Those shits were fire. Those shits was fucking fire. Wesker was giving everybody hands. That nigga was on 10. I don't know what's up with like British niggas and like black leather, but them niggas be giving niggas hands, bro. And why was he British? You can't trust British people. Then we got Resident Evil, the Darkside Chronicles. I like this game because it set up Leon and Krauser's rivalry, and it basically gives a little bit of insight on, I strongly feel like they should make the Darkside Chronicles. They should remake it and make it a DLC for RE4 after separate ways, because it perfectly sets up what happened between them. Not a lot of people know Darkside Chronicles exist. Luckily, I know, and I've played it, and I enjoyed it, and it set up the story, and that I feel like that's what matters. And I'm gonna give it a B simply because it was a good game. It was good. It wasn't nothing special, but it set up the story perfectly, and that's what you want from your game. Like it was a game that I played, I enjoyed. I'm giving it a B. Anyways, all right. Mercenaries 3D. It's simply just Mercenaries, I think, for the DS. It's literally just Mercenaries for the DS. I played it. I enjoyed it. It's whatever. It's not really nothing crazy. It's a game that you play to fill the fucking time. And I'm just gonna give it a D. Revelations, really fun, really good game. This is when they were experimenting. I can tell they were kind of in an experimental phase when it came to Revelations. Really fun story, really fun premise. Like, the gunplay was really good. I'm thinking about it from the perspective of Revelations 2, because Revelations 2 did everything that did, but better. So I'm gonna give Revelations a C, because the gunplay was really fun. The soundtrack was pretty dope. I had a good time with it. What do you guys think about Revelations? Operation Raccoon City. Okay, there are a lot of things that Operation Raccoon City did that I did not like. Operation Raccoon City fucking blew asshole. I might just make another fucking tier of it. That game was just not good. I might make a fucking F tier. The game was not good. It's not even worthy to be next to Survivor and Mercenaries. Did I put the Umbrella? Fuck it, I'm about to put the Umbrella Chronicles in. Yeah, I had to move Umbrella Chronicles up from C tier, and I still wouldn't give this game in D. I wouldn't put it in D, man. You can deadass kill Leon in this game too. Not a good game. Yeah, honestly, this game is just not good. This basically showed us what was happening, what was gonna happen with 6. This game was a preview, a sneak piece of. This game was awful, awfully boring, but hey, better than Umbrella Corps. Oh man, we're not even there yet too. Jesus Christ. F. I wanted to make F purple. Now we have an F tier. Now, Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6, a profoundly boring game. Everything the game tried to set out and did, it just didn't do well. The gunplay is the only thing that really saved this game. The gunplay was fucking amazing. The action sequences was amazing. Everything else was just awful. And it got to the point where the game was just so fucking boring. You're falling asleep playing it. Everything else was just like, oh my God. The action sequences could not save this profoundly uninspired, top tier garbage game. It's uninteresting. Name me one memorable moment that happened in Resident Evil 6. The one memorable moment that I had from playing Resident Evil 6 was when the fucking credits rolled. This game was just not good. I did not have a good time playing it. Even with all the dodging and the rolling and the shooting and the fucking and the farting and the coming, it was just profoundly just nothing. It wasn't even a game you could turn on and play with your brain off. It was just simply not fun. And I did not have a good time playing it. I did appreciate the multiple storylines though. That was interesting. It just didn't save it. And I'm giving this game an F. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna give it an F. I'm gonna give it a D because there were some redeeming qualities. There are some games that are on this list and I am gonna give an F. So, and dog shit. So, yeah. Okay. Now, Revelations 2. Amazing fucking story. Amazing gunplay. Barry was in it. Fucking Barry. I love Barry. I love the action sequences. The story was dope as fuck. The ending was amazing. I loved Revelations 2. It was one of the best RE games in recent memory. I don't care what nobody says. I'm putting it in the A tier. It's better than RE1 and you know, whatever this is. Umbrella Corps. Umbrella Corps. One of the worst Resident Evil games ever. That shit was awful. Everything about it was just not good. I don't know what Capcom was doing when they set out to make this. Gunplay was terrible. Everything about it, like, it was just confusing. I don't know what game they were thinking about making when they made this game, but apparently they were in the dev room smoking crack. Every aspect of this game made me sad. Every single aspect. It was not a good game. And just for that, this game is gonna be dog shit. Capcom was just like, all right, we're making a terrible version of this. Let's make another one and make it worse. Capcom had their Elon Musk buying Twitter moment. Now, RE7, a genre-defining game. It saved the Resident Evil franchise. RE7 had amazing first-person controls, amazing gunplay, an amazing story. The atmosphere was dope as fuck. Like, this game saved the franchise in every single way, and I loved it. I loved it a lot. There were some aspects I didn't really vibe with. Unskippable cutscenes, you know, not a large selection of guns, which is my personal thing. This game saved the Resident Evil franchise, and it's undeniably really good. It introduced Ethan Winters. I loved this character. People didn't like him, but I loved him. I'm not gonna give it an S tier simply because what they did to Chris. Chris's face pissed me off. I'm gonna give it an A. Amazing game. Now, Resident Evil 2, a really good remake, really good remaster. It did everything right. The bullet spongy enemies, I wasn't a fan of, but a lot of people loved that. The puzzles was nice, the cutscenes were nice, the new voice actors was cool. They cut out some things that people did not agree with. From my perspective, as somebody who's played this, I loved it. It was dope as fuck. This game was a solid ass remake, and I loved it. So goes in A tier. RE Resistance. And then after that remake, Capcom was like, wait, I have something shitty to make. And they made RE Resistance. RE Resistance crashed and burned. That shit was profoundly boring. I simply was not having a good time. I tried to enjoy it, and it was just, I don't know if it wasn't for me. What do you guys think of RE Resistance? I seen what they were trying to do with it. I was just not vibing with it. They were trying to do a survivors versus, you know, the game thing, and that only works for certain games. Gameplay wise, it was not good. Like looking for servers was awful. It tried and it failed. You gotta give them props for doing that, but it was just a nasty game. Nasty. Make it VR. You know what's so crazy? Honestly, if they made this game in VR, like they made an online portion of VR, I would probably be more forgiving. because it's VR. That'd be a fun thing with your friends. People don't really rate VR games like that, like to that high standard, because it's still experiments with virtual reality. Honestly, if they put this game in VR, it probably would have done a lot better, in my opinion. But as of now, it's shit. So now, RE3. I had a good time playing this game, but it was way too fucking short and I spent $60 on it. The story was decent. Everything just happened, came and went. RE3 came and left, and it was too short for me to give this a good score. I don't know, it's too short. It's just too short. It's basically the same fucking game. I liked it for what it was, but it was like 3 hours, like where you can beat this shit like that. Just like, wow, this is $60. I have a strong opinion about games being $70. First of all, that's stupid. But I feel like if a game is under 5 hours or under 4 hours, naturally just playing through it, it does not need to be $60. And having people pay $60 for a 3-hour game that I can sit down and just walk through, and it skips over a lot of things, skips over a lot of characterizations. A 3-hour game that doesn't have a powerful story, I don't really like that. You think they're working on RE4 at the same time as RE3, and that's why there's such a quality gap between 4 and 3 and 4? Probably. They did have a separate team working on RE3, and I guess maybe that's one of the main factors of it being so fucking short. Other than that, like, it was a fun game, but it was just too short. But yeah. But I'm putting it in C tier. RE Village. I had so much fucking fun with RE Village. Like, legitimately so much fun. One of the best sequels to the Ethan Winter saga ever. Like, RE Village was so much fucking fun. It had good replayability, good characters. Not glad the story needed some work. The pacing, I wish they saved Lady D for last. I don't think they knew everybody was gonna call her Bae. But fucking phenomenal. It was fucking phenomenal. I loved every second of it. The gunplay was amazing. And it's still pretty scary. Those Lycans are pretty fucking scary. Oh man, I have to give it to RE Village. And this is what I mean. RE Village is gonna be S tier for me. It's fucking phenomenal game. It was a fucking phenomenal game. And I think it's up there with the likes of RE4. We got RE-verse. RE-verse came and left. Like, it was very low on content. Like, it could have been so much fucking more. I don't know why Capcom can't get it right when it comes to these multiplayer games. How many concurrent players are playing RE-verse right now? What? There are 15 people playing this game right now. 2,000 was an all-time peak. Wow. Wow. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking bananas. RE4 having 3,000 with 100,000 peak. Like, a Resident Evil game made by Capcom. Like, how much? Hold on. Capcom is worth $8.2 billion. Capcom is one of the most popular gaming companies on the fucking planet, and they only have 15 motherfuckers. That's a room full of niggas. There's 15 people playing that. That means there's the same 15 people that's literally playing against each other. Like, that's fucking bananas. But yeah, RE-verse was just, it was boring. They didn't really add too much new stuff in it. Disappointing game. And that's why it's going in F tier. Now, the last and final game, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, there are factors that I want to go over. Where do I start? It's one of the best remakes out this year. The combat is fucking fun. Enemy variety is fucking fun. The visuals, fucking amazing. Dialogue is amazing. Ashley, fucking dope as hell. Everything about this game, you can tell that they handled with care, and they really wanted to make a really good reimagining of RE4. But some of the difficulty spikes when it comes to dealing with enemies, it's not so good. Like, in my opinion, I feel like my view was tainted because of how I went through the first playthrough. I played the first playthrough on hardcore. Hardcore as your first playthrough, I kind of fucked myself up by playing on hardcore for the first time, which kind of annoyed me because I'm just like, damn, enemy variety is fucking annoying. The damage is fucking insane. Everything is just, I was not having a good time at a certain point. I wasn't having a good time at Military Island. Village has a higher replay value. I can strongly say that. I love RE4 and I love playing from start to finish, but I don't imagine myself replaying the game consistently. Like, I'd rather play Village again and again before I play RE4 Remake again and again. But I'd rather play the RE4 OG again and again before I play the Remake again and again, if that makes any sense. I don't know why it has low replayability for me, but I loved it. This game had everything you'd want in a remake. It was fucking amazing. The boss fights was fucking dope as hell. Me playing, I like, this is what I think. I was supposed to play this game on normal. If you're new to Resident Evil, or even if you played RE4, the original, do not play it on hardcore as your first playthrough. Play it on the original. Play it on normal and then play it on hardcore or professional, because hardcore as your first playthrough when you're still getting to know how the new things work, it's not gonna work out for you, but I do not recommend that at all. Nope. This game, Resident Evil 4, the remake, did so many things so much better. Yes, I enjoyed it thoroughly. I don't recommend it, which is why Resident Evil 4 going up on that S tier. Going up on that S tier now. It's a good game. It's a really good game. This is my ranking, but yeah, this is my tier list. Yeah, that's the tier list of all of the Resident Evil games. Yes. Hey, if you wanted to see this video earlier, the VOD of the actual challenge, seeing the process of me editing it, including some of the art I put into the videos, then become a YouTube member today. It ranges from $1 to $10 a month, and each tier gives you cool perks the more you pay. And to make it better, I pledge to give half of my earnings from members to charity. All right, losers, have a good one.